That's right. Can you tell everybody what we're going to do today, Chloe? We're going to make bread, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice face. Really helpful. Everybody's going to love this. Chris, you ready to help make bread? Yeah? Okay, so we're going to make our famous no-knead bread. Okay. And what do we need? We need 3 cups of water, which it's not in there, it's dry. Woohoo. 6 cups of bread flour.
What do you say?
Sea salt. And we're going to go a little less than a tablespoon, like maybe 3/4 of a tablespoon.
What is this?
And dry yeast. And we're going to use about 1.5 tablespoons of dry yeast.
Alright. What is icing at all?
Alright, so what we're going to do...
I want to see it.
You want to see it?
Yeah.
We're going to see it in just a minute when it's all done, okay? Okay, and I got 2 helpers, Chloe and Christopher. This is Chloe.
Hi.
This is Christopher. Can you wave?
Hi.
Alright, and they're going to help us make bread the super easy, no-knead way. Alright? And look, Christopher fingerprints in the flour. That'll make it extra special.
Let me see it.
Look at that. Now Chloe's going to pour the 3rd cup of water in there. Pour it fast so it doesn't spill. Alright. Alright, so we've got 3 cups of water. Warm. Not hot, warm. In there. And then we'll... No, you're not going to touch it. You probably have a booger finger. We'll be right back and we're going to do the yeast, the salt, and then we're going to do the flour with the Christopher fingerprints in there.
I want to do it.
And you're going to do some of it, buddy. We're going to get you doing the flour. Oh, look. A little ball. Okay, so we got our sea salt in here. And you can see, maybe a little bit, that it's not quite full. It's about 3/4 full. Okay, go ahead and throw that in there, Chloe. Oh, watch out, buddy. You're going to fall off that chair. Okay, now we're going to do the yeast, and Christopher gets to do the yeast. So we're going to do a full scoop. Here you go, Chris. Can you do it?
Yeah.
Pour it in there. 1 big scoop, and then 1... Yeah, this is probably a little overdoing it, but oh well. You want to do it? You do it again. Pour it in there, buddy. Woo! Okay, good job. Now we're going to come back and do the flour. We're not mixing anything yet. We're just going to throw the flour in there in a second. And Chris will do the first flour, and we'll get on our way. Okay, we're back here with Chris, and he's getting ready to put in the last of the flour. We got 4 cups in there now. And it's just, you can see it's just kind of floating. And you can see how precise our measurement is. It's not sifted or anything good like that. Okay, Chris, pick that up and put that in there. Can you do that, buddy?
Yeah.
Okay, do it now. Big helper.
You.
Oh, you want help there? There we go. Woo! Okay. Now here's the easy part. If you don't have a big KitchenAid mixer, just mix that with a spoon until it's all wet. I'm not going to take you over to the mixer because A, it'll be loud and annoying and whatnot, but I'm going to use my dough hook here. I'm just going to mix it until everything's wet. I'll stop the mixer once or twice and get a spatula to get the stuff off the sides. And I'll show you what the dough looks like after that, and we'll come back for the...
Bacon.
Okay, so it's all mixed up. And full disclosure, I had to add a couple of tablespoons of water. You want to go pull that out real quick, Chris, so people can see the consistency?
Yeah.
Pull it out. It's almost like batter.
Can I eat some of it?
No, it's not ready. You're always trying to eat the bread dough. Okay,
I want to eat it.
so that's how you want it to look. I had to add a couple of tablespoons of water because we spilled a little when we were adding the water, and my imprecise measuring, I probably put a little more than flour in than normal. So that's what it should look like. We're going to let it sit here for an hour. Chris! Ooh. We're gonna let it sit here for an hour and rise covered so we don't have the kids slobber in it. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's... Okay, well we're back, and this is the dough after rising. You can see how sloppy it is. Kind of wobbly. And that's after an hour of rising. And we've got these 2 Ziploc containers here. You can see they're They look like shoe boxes or something. They're about that big. Here's my spatula. It's just about in there. Okay. So this batch is for 4 loaves, 4 1-pound loaves, or 4 pizza, like 13-inch pizzas, or whatever you want to do with them. And it's best to refrigerate this after it's risen. You can technically work with it now. It's just so sticky and glop that it's really difficult to work with. And not tasting really good either. But it's just dough. Ooh. I'm still going to lick it off my finger though. So, what we're going to do is we're going to put this in these 2 things here, and we'll put them in the fridge and let them stay in the fridge till it's good and cold. Once it's good and cold, it's easy to work with. We can make our boules, we can roll it out as pizza dough, we can do whatever we want. So I'll show you after I've got it put in there. See how it's stringing out of there? Now, alright, so here's our bread and our two little shoebox type things. If you've got just a regular bowl, you can use a regular bowl. It's just this fits into my refrigerator easier with the shelves and whatnot, instead of a tall mixing bowl. And now I can wash the mixing bowl and do something else. So let's go in the fridge for a while until I'm ready to make some bread. When I'm ready, I'll just cut it in half across there. Using like a serrated steak knife is probably the easiest. It cuts the best, especially when it's cold. It'll firm up. And I'll make a boule out of it, and I'll show you that in the video part 2 probably. You're eating yogurt with a fork. This is awesome. So we're back here, and we're not at the kitchen table because the dishwasher's running, and wanted to say a little bit more about the bread. That bread will store in the refrigerator for up to a week, really. It tends to be fluffier if you use it within the first day or 2. The bread rises a little bit better and whatnot, but it's good for up to a week. So don't be afraid of it. And then if you don't clean out those containers between, as long as it's not really skanky, you can kind of start a sourdough starter with that, and it'll kind of add a little bit to it each time. I wouldn't leave like a puddle in the bottom or something, but the little crusts around the edge and stuff, it'll just work into your next batch and you'll be all good. So you ready to make bread, Chloe? Yeah? So we're going to let that dough cool off a little bit more, and then we'll show you how to form up the boules, throw them on the pizza stone, and all that good stuff. You say goodbye?
Bye.